In 2025, Alton Towers opened their newest thrill ride to the public, and after a troubled opening, it confirmed its place as a fan favourite after just 2 weeks of operation. But what came before this new flat ride, and why is it such an iconic ride already? Join me as I explore the history of Toxicator, a nostalgia trip into the golden age of Alton Towers. The 90s made Alton Towers what it is today, as it saw the opening of their most iconic rides to date, including Nemesis, Oblivion, and the Runaway Mine Train. While it saw several large-scale transformations, it was easy for smaller additions to fly under the radar. For the 1997 season, Towers chose to expand their new Forbidden Valley area, shaped by the B&M inverted roller coaster Nemesis 3 years prior. This was in response to the closure of the Thunder Looper, which was forced to close at the end of the 96 season as it broke local height regulations. The park had lost a thrilling ride, so they needed another one to fill the gap. Towers put their trust in German rides manufacturer Huss Attractions, who developed a variety of iconic flat rides in the 70s and 80s, such as the Breakdance, the Condor, and the Enterprise, one of which Alton Towers already had at the park. In 1990, they debuted the Topspin model, which was their most thrilling to date. The ride would consist of a long suspended gondola for riders, held by a vertical arm on either end. The arms would then rotate together, spinning the passenger platform. However, the gondola was controlled by brakes, which could be controlled as and when the operator wanted, meaning that the gondola could be released and spin upside down several times in a row. On top of this, riders would be lowered into water fountains at the end of the cycle, soaking them from head to toe. The ride system was known for exerting extreme forces upon its riders, and was proven as a hit in the UK after Ramesses Revenge opened at Chessington World of Adventures in 1995. It was the park's most thrilling ride so far, and always felt out of place there. However, it was eyed up for Towers as it would suit its thrill market perfectly. Originally named as the Screw, plans for the new Topspin ride were unveiled during the 1996 season. Concept drawings showed the ride with a mechanical steampunk theme, with a giant screw connecting the two arms. As this was the golden age of Alton Towers, a lot of emphasis was put on detail and immersion, as well as fitting the visuals of the ride in with the rest of the area. While the story of a nuclear fallout was discussed to complement the name The Screw, it was later changed down the line to Ripsaw, adopting the tagline, "Can you cut it?"
The brand new Ripsaw at Alton Towers. Can you cut it?
Ripsaw opened to the public on the 15th of March 1997 alongside a small gift shop called Ripsaw Relics, where guests could purchase merchandise along with an on-ride photo. However, it didn't take long for the shop to be converted into a small arcade. The ride was a spectacle for guests. It was equally as exciting to watch off-ride as it was to be riding, making it a firm favourite for all visitors. While Ripsaw's opening years were strong, it didn't take long for issues to begin occurring. By the mid-2000s, the ride experienced heavy periods of downtime, and it became one of the most unreliable rides at Alton Towers. It required excessive attention as well as several periods of Towers' loving care. An in-house program formed to regenerate parts of Towers' heritage and ride lineup. As more maintenance occurred, more theming was removed, and it began to look quite sad. After the Smiler incident in 2015, Alton Towers lost significant funding from visitor tickets, meaning that they were desperate to cut costs. Alongside rides such as the Flume and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Ripsaw was closed at the end of the 2015 season. Out of the rides that closed that year, only one received a permanent replacement, that being Wicker Man on the old Flume site in 2018. And it seems as though this lack of replacement began a new issue for Alton Towers as we know it today. The site of Ripsaw was left abandoned after its closure, inhabiting a small upcharge inflatable game and a short-lived stage show called Wasteland Bash. However, 2021 saw a new temporary flat ride named Funk and Fly on the site. This was one of 3 temporary funfair rides called the Retro Squad, which existed at Alton Towers from 2021 through to 23 in order to help mitigate big crowds across the popular rides. This left the site at the end of the 2023 season, and again it was left abandoned. No permanent replacement had inhabited the space in 8 years, and guests began to beg the question of what would come to the site next. In February 2024, Alton Towers provided an answer. Planning applications were submitted for a new permanent flat ride on the previous Ripsaw and Funk and Fly site. The ride model was not discussed in the plans, however it was revealed that it would sit on top of a 5 metre tall building and reach heights of 18 metres above ground level, meaning that the ride system was around 13 metres tall. Rumours began circling that a new topspin style attraction from Huss Rides was coming to the site, as their new gen topspin model was 13 metres in height, and believed the new attraction would act as a callback to Ripsaw. On opening day for the 2024 season, a large black construction fence appeared next to the new Nemesis shop Bunker 94, behind which the site was being cleared for when plans were approved. By May, the land was flattened and initial foundation work began. Through the summer, a large concrete structure appeared on the site, which would act as a base for the new ride to sit upon. By Scarefest, marketing began for the ride. New posters had appeared on the construction fences, as well as teaser videos on Tower's social media pages, which teased the tagline "Submit to the Spin," suggesting that a new top spin ride would be opening. Official images of the ride were released in November, disguised as leaked footage from the Phalanx, the fictional organisation behind Nemesis, and in January of 2025, the ride was confirmed as Toxicator, which would open as the only raised topspin in the world. The ride was confirmed to open on the first day of the 2025 season, and Towers released test footage of the new ride, confirming its identity as a new gen Huss topspin, which featured a row of seats on each side of the gondola, resulting in 2 different ride experiences. Adopting a green and black colour scheme, the ride brought a new lease of colour into Forbidden Valley, extending the Nemesis storyline and introducing Waspirium, a powerful chemical solution formed from the saliva of the Nemesis creature, with the ride itself depicted as a large machine that is designed by the Phalanx to refine the substance through extreme rotation. The queue line features plenty of theming relating to the Phalanx story, as well as 2 large theming pieces depicting vats of Waspirium as the ride cycle takes place. Underneath the ride, guests can walk from Nemesis to Galactica, and the walls of the walkway feature a variety of Ripsaw Easter eggs, including a poster featuring the tagline "Can you cut it?", as well as the new Waspirium featuring the word Ripsaw backwards. Toxicator opened to the public on the 15th of March 2025, exactly 28 years after Ripsaw opened. The opening day was one that started off strong, attracting massive queues of over 150 minutes. However, a faulty sewage pipe led to untreated sewage leaking out onto the new walkway underneath the ride. This led to a 3-hour closure, and thankfully, the ride was able to open for the rest of the Alton After Dark event. Other than this, audience reception was positive, with most fans just happy to see a new permanent thrill flat ride at the park for the first time in over 20 years. Personally, I believe that Toxicator is a step in the right direction for Towers, and hopefully they will continue to invest in filler attractions in coming years. I won't be able to visit Towers this year, but I'm excited for when I next go, as I cannot wait to experience a new topspin in the UK that pays homage to the icons of the 90s that are no longer at the parks. What are your thoughts on Toxicator? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching this time, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.